Okay, so we came out today for a little hiking and recon, and you wouldn't believe what happened. My phone absolutely went haywire on me and loaded up my 16 gigabyte phone with 16 gigabytes of memory from God knows what, and locked up everything. So I lost all the video that I shot, and the only thing we came out with was basically a factory reset. So I'm out here with Bob and Nancy today. And as you can see, we're high and mighty over the valley here. And so like I said, I had to do a full factory reset on the phone. Jerked everything around. We're in a crazy, just beautiful area. And we just climbed this huge hill and didn't know. And then we came up to the top and looked over, and we weren't going up the hill anymore. It's like you crest one rise, think you're at the top, and then we're just basically looking at another canyon that we'd have to cross to go any further up. We've seen some really incredible wildlife today. We saw praying mantis and some other cool birds, and saw tracks of a fox and some type of wild cat. Just wonderful rock outcrops and stuff, and then of course some manipulated monumentation as well. And we've been looking for some ancient glyph sites, something we haven't encountered before. This valley's got all kinds of remnants and glyphs that date back probably even as far as 11,000 years or more. This is pretty interesting. Yeah, who put the rock there? No doubt. That was probably something. Now, this is one of those things, they say everything is ceremonial, but this kind of looks like a ceremonial piece, huh? Like an altar.
Or they put the rock for the birds to stand on
so they could drink the water, because they don't want to drink it from the side. But yeah, so we've got glyphs here with mammoth and people, and then of course there's this is the area where you find the reptoid stuff, and you find you know, like the three-digit characters like South America interacting with the normal natives. And then also, of course, this is also near the area we've got some glyphs of what appear to be dinosaurs and people together. And there's actually a cave out here in a mesa. So in the mesa string that's behind us here, actually in this long mesa string back here, that has been known for well over 100 years. It's a big cave full of glyphs, and it's been well known for, yeah, like I said, 100 years to contain the petroglyphs of dinosaurs and people. And then all the old timers here say no, they're dinosaurs, you know, brontosaurus types and stuff like that. But I can't get any direct locations to the cave, and this is such vast and huge area, you could search it for a lifetime. So we've been trying to find it, but it's been like 85 years since, or anywhere 75 to 85 years since these people have been in the cave. So we're also testing the new mics today. We're using a Ceremonic Lab Micros, some new ones I'm going to be trying and selling. And we've got about a 25-mile-an-hour wind up here. And so this is a great test for the windsock. I don't know what it seems like to you guys, but there's pretty strong wind blowing the gimbal on the phone motors out of control here. So, yeah, you don't think so? A little wind? Yeah, look at it. My gimbal on the handle, it's not strong enough. That's funny. I'll just have to aim it upwind. And so if you can hear me at all, that mic and that windsock's doing some amazing work. And there's a lot of rock placement up here. If a person was to map it all out, I'm sure it's going to do some forced alignments. And what's cool is we see alignments that were done 8,000 or 10,000 years ago. They were doing a lot mathematical distance measured alignments. Of course, that's how we decipher and find a lot of our sites. So try to turn it around and see if it'll fight the wind again here. Face it into the wind. Some of this stuff is just so cool. I like this rock up here that's propped up. I want to show you. Check this out. Take a real good look here. This is what Mother Nature does not do. See the little prop rock underneath there? And all the corners are propped up. This is actually a small dolmen. So, and this is the alignments we follow to decode the ancient locations. And some of these are 8,000 or 10,000 years old. And this is what the Jesuit priests were following, and all the treasure hunters attribute these things to the Jesuits and the Spanish and stuff, not realizing that these predated everybody. Some of these go back to when there was mammoth running around. But yeah, you can see how precarious the rock placements are in there. Take a good look. Pretty crazy, huh? Yeah, this is a beautiful set, and there's actually several of them in a row. So you can see over here, if we look, there's another one right there. We'll go take a quick poke at that. And these caches of wealth, man, these guys 8,000 or 10,000 years ago were caching wealth. Just nobody wants anybody to know it. Yeah, see, that's another propped rock as well. Now you can see the prop stone under it there. Let's take a closer look and we'll see how this looks. But you can see the prop here. To adjust the light, you can see in there a little better. So yeah, these sites are so ancient, and you know, there's history here that's not supposed to exist, and that's why we follow these monument sets and do the kind of work we do, because they access chambers and histories that I've got to be privy of in the past, but they're so secret. They're usually involved in some kind of treasure dig or whatever, and you end up with an NDNC and you can't talk about it, or which you might drop hints, but I mean, I've got to be privy to a lot of really crazy finds that never made the mainstream. You know, stuff like ancient artifacts with gold cache, and then stone plates with strange writing and things that look like angels carved in them. Maybe the Anunnaki stuff. But they never went public or mainstream because they wanted the treasure and didn't want the hassle. So guys like that really don't care. Beautiful stuff, huh? Yeah, it'd be cool to see. There's a standing stone right there that didn't stand up on its own. It'd be pretty neat to mark all these on a map, see where they're. Pyramidal stone? Oh yeah, I see that triangle.
And to the right, look.
Yeah, matter of fact, several, huh? Yeah. Those usually indicate tunnels if they're not natural. Yeah, they're probably inside this hill. Just interesting how hidden that canyon back there is. You can't see it from anywhere. I'm gonna go look at this rock, this prop, real quick and see what's set up here. I like these gimbals, but I'm not super happy with the pan and tilt mechanism. Oh yeah, so here's another one. Look at this. This is a big rock now. This rock weighs several thousand pounds. And it's all precariously fashioned on this little plinth of rock under here. Let's see if we can get some light into there. You can see how that's set in there. So it's just balanced on that one little tip and on its front point. And this is a pretty good sized rock. Yeah, well, that'll weigh a few thousand pounds anyway. Crazy. Isn't that cool? Yep, so what you'd do is you'd map all these and then you'd set the alignments and the math to them. And I guess math is universal language over time. If you don't expect these ancient peoples to be doing that, you're not going to look for it. But it's about time they get taken serious. Academia might be just too complex for most of the people that are doing the academic work to realize what they're looking at. Oh wow, is that one placed?
It doesn't look like
Yeah. Wow, this is cool. Wow. Imagine this is a rock shelter. It's just done megalithic style. That was put there by somebody. And that is not a little stone either. That one's got to weigh, I don't know, 100,000? No, maybe 80,000.
Yeah, somebody's living down
It's a
there
good
now.
40-ton rock. Well, anytime you have a pack rat's nest that big, that means you have a large cavity, not just the little cavity you see. So there could be a way in under this that the rats get into, and then they live in the upper edges of that. This is a huge rock, though. I mean, this is a good 40-ton rock.
It's really kind of black around the outer lip here.
That is a big one. Yeah, that's cool. You get a shot around this other side of it. Wow. Yeah, and then this side has a undercut. Yeah, well, it's sitting on prop rocks. No question about that. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, picking that up and putting that there wasn't easy. Yeah, it might have been easy for them. Wow, that's too cool. That standing rock down there, though, tells a pretty good story. So that just doesn't happen in nature very often. Well, actually, it's just almost totally rare in nature. So you can see there's the one I'm talking about. Sorry about filming techniques. This is just kind of guerrilla filming. So during our guerrilla archaeology, since of course no one's supposed to be out here. I mean, that's the whole thing. What do you got? Oh, yeah, I was actually I went up and videoed that a minute ago. I don't like the pan and tilt on these gimbals. They're a little difficult to control, but yeah, you can see from here now. The reason they're doing the way they do is from the right point of perspectives. I mean, these from the wrong point of perspectives, you can't even tell what they are. From the right point of perspectives, it's obvious. So this is probably the trail up, Bob, right here. And then we're seeing daylight under the big one there with a slab, so that's a whole different view. Yeah, so when you go through here, you're seeing these propped monuments. And of course, this one down here, I'm gonna go take a quick look at. I'll just try to run the camera, see if it runs out of memory or not. This is pretty big country. I mean, you get used to dancing through it once you've been out in this stuff for a while, but it's not little country. Like I'll show you. We were just going down 3 or 4 foot drops and stuff right there. But yeah, look at this thing. They talk about beautiful. Absolutely level. Straight up and down. We call these steles, but not when they're faced up and down. When they're perpendicular to the slope, then we call them steles, because they kind of mean the same thing. So this is actually talking about and telling us about this major trail that's going up this hill. Sorry about that. Perfect, isn't it? Isn't it gorgeous? Right? Yeah, very cool. Refrigerator, yeah. Yeah, it's a cool one. No real slide marks on it, grind marks where they drug it or anything. Like everything else, looks like they just picked it up and put it back down.
Are we going down that way? You coming back this way?
Well, if we go back up, we're just going to go back over toward the car. Let's come down here and we'll loop around. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll haul us down the slope, and then let's see if we can run this from this side. Nope. Okay, I'm sorry about all the horrible film. These gimbals are a trip. We'll go ahead and run down the slope, and then wow, that thing is so cool up there. Wow. Wow, mind blowing. Oops. Sorry about that again. Gimbals don't like minding what I want to do here. Usually much better at this than that, but that's okay. All right. Guess we'll just go on. I don't know how long this is going to film for. Thing is, you shut the camera off, and then you go, okay, well, I'll start it when we find something else, and you shut it off, and 30 seconds later, you're wanting to turn it back on again. So now this darker kind of dirt, or I would say darker, it's more tannish, is more consistent to previous disturbance or occupation. So when we see that, we know there's probably been someone staying here. When you do that, then you look for artifacts, because these people may have been using megalithic rock, but they were still using crude projectile points and things. And here's another fully elevated stone on prop rocks. Kind of had that feeling. That's why I didn't shut the camera off. What we'll do is we'll get in here and see if we can see what it's sitting on. Yeah, so you can see that there's 3 points under here. Let's see if we can lighten it up a little. So there's 3 points under here it's sitting on, and then it's just completely elevated. So again, this is a dolmen as well. But I mean, these things go back 8 or 10, 12,000 years old. Super, super cool. And this is a big rock. This is a rock again, let's see. That's about a 10 to 12 ton stone probably altogether. So you're looking at 24,000 pounds, something like that, on that rock. And they pick them up and put them on these deals and do it all the time. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll never see them. I mean, you can go out here and go 100 miles across these mesa lands and not see these. They're only where they are, and then where they are, they go one after another after another after another. It becomes statistically impossible that they weren't placed there or don't have a meaning.
A lot of little animal trails.
Yeah, in there. Okay, but like I said, we'll go ahead and we'll kill this for now, and then I'll restart it as soon as we get to something else besides these. So cool. Okay, and I thought I'd show you. Stop to sign this. This is the stuff we call, well, we've always known it just as native tea or Indian tea or whatever, but this is it's a pretty ancient type of plant, and it makes a tea better than Lipton tea. It's really delicious. It's really good stuff. Yeah, so go ahead and collect some of this. I haven't seen it the last couple of years because I haven't been out that much. You don't find it that much anymore either. Yeah, it's the last one. Better get it all. No, geez. So yeah, this stuff's probably been drank for 11,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. It's like Lipton tea, but it tastes even cleaner and has a fresher taste than even Lipton does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to try this. This is really cool.
Yeah, it's really good. You're gonna love it. Go down on camera, Bob. Yep, no trails. No trails through this country. And we always check these grounds here where they're sandy, eroded ground. And we look for, that's where you want to check for arrowheads, and you look at the glare here as you look ahead. And the glare is often chips of flint or arrowhead. We're going to go up on this little flat over here, though. That'll be pretty crazy. And if this mic is doing good, man, that's great, because these are something I'd like to start selling. We're definitely going to start using them. I'm pretty impressed so far. This looked like a little interesting pad from back there a ways. Let me find something cool. I'm hoping to find an arrowhead today. Huh? Well, here's some what looks like cultural soil, where it's gray. So somebody's been right here, staying here before. I don't see any chips or anything though.
Yeah.
You too. So we took a break here, and we came down from right here and came off and around and down, and just up above where we came down and it's actually on the other side of that cut. Let me see here if I can get it up here. This is what you call an attention getter. Not as good as this phone's going to do, but anyway, that will grab attention from, oh, at least I'm sure a mile away you'd see that, because it's especially to the naked eye, it's extremely wider than anything else that's out here naturally. And that's called an attention getter, that white cube. And that tells you from a long range where to head, and then you spot the monument. So, like I said, what we did was we followed monuments over this ridge right here and came down. See, I thought I'd just point that out. Talk about cool. So I guess we ready to roll? That way?
Yeah, I don't know. I think down that way maybe.
Yeah.
Nancy's been scouting it out. Find a way down, or are we stuck?
Well, I mean, the car's over that way, so we gotta go over this. But you could go, I don't know if it's better to go down.
Go up and over this next knob right here and look over the
You
edge.
could go down through there or here
We'll just keep cruising.
Yeah, I think we keep cruising that way.
and
then
get
we'll
down lower.
Yeah, we'll get down. to
We'll
the
start
bottom
dropping,
cut
make a
back
big
around.
arc. Unless you're ready to go back to the car. Once we
Yeah.
drop off, it won't take that long
Yeah,
to
if
get
you
back.
make a beeline,
Yeah.
then fall in a hole.
Right.
Right? Gotta run this thing from the back side. I don't know how that works out. This is too cool. Yeah, doesn't get any prettier than that. Holy moly.
Oh yeah. Where are they? I think. What were those? Well,
Ow. It just got cactified. You can see nothing's ever forgiving out here, though. It's beautiful. But you gotta sacrifice safety for beauty. Of course, there's always some really cool mineral specimens out here. These are iron-based concretions that formed in ancient, could even be Jurassic sandstone, sand beach. Let me see, they form these. And they can be pretty mineralized, not generally having precious metals in them. But we do find where it looks like these ancient remnants are huge digs sometimes, but they're so old that they can be really tough to identify. But they contain often a form of greenstone that's in nodules, and I think they must be going real deep to get it. We've got about 900 to 1,000 feet of they call red pan, which is this old ancient Precambrian mud stuff, sediment rock, and it goes, and then later it's Jurassic through Cretaceous, all the way up through Ice Age. Pleistocene, Eocene. Let's go ahead and we'll get out of this before it starts getting any worse.
Yeah, I'd probably say we're going up the wrong side.
No.
Well, it looks like it opens up right down here.
Yeah, I was gonna drop down and so I could see that. That's all right. This. I just wanted to avoid all that foliage. This is nice. Get this stupid phone to recenter. We can work our way down across this little rock. Yeah. Right? I just go down slowly like it's a staircase.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It would be to newbies. And there's a square cube right there, see? So the trail up was on this side anyway, because they've got it marked. So see that black cube sitting right there? Nice little geometric stone.
Oh yeah, cool. Little headrest thing.
But it's still putting us right here though. So here's another standing place stone. You can see the chink rock behind it. I'll give you a side view of it.
We're going to take a stop here.
Okay. So you can see how they have this stone standing up on the edge of this little precipice here. So it's marking the trail right up this wash. And you turn up. And this is not easy. I mean, these are 4-foot inclinations here. And you go up higher, and then you'll look up and see that little cube right there. And then you know, pass on the left of that cube and go all the way up. Keep following the trail. We've never been here. We're just doing this all as it goes. So.
You know? Not that one, huh? Up and over down. Oh, it's pretty big rock. Yeah. Wow. Still got a ways to go.
Are we going to try to work our way down this?
Yeah, let's see. Or no, I would go on the left. Yeah, or just skirt it on the just skirt the left of it over. It's a little slidey, but I'm just gonna go on the edge of these rocks here so we can kind of stay clear. Wow. See, and there's a triangular. And there's another pyramidal one there that's got a chink rock under it. That one's pretty blatant. And so that one that was positioned up above, because of this cedar tree, it's right next to this plinth up here. It's right here, but because of this cedar tree, we can't see it. So But if it wasn't covered, then you'd see those. So these line up and just go up this. So we're kind of going down where they expect you to go. Now the bottom of this ravine here, naturally it changes dramatically with over thousands of years with big floods. And you know, it's hard to get scale on this thing, but this is, you know, this rock down here is probably 40 feet, and it's, you know, probably 70-degree slope or more. So like I said, this stuff in the smaller stuff will move, but this larger, like these larger slabs, like a 25-foot slab like that, that could be there for well until the thing wears away, because it's sitting on rock, so it's not going anywhere. You see, we don't slide down the face of this big ass bastard. Rugged, huh? You know, it's cool because through where they want you to go, it's just like following road signs through the natural world. And they'll set them up where they'll last thousands and thousands. As you can see, these are probably 10,000 years old, some of the ones we saw today. You know, back in the time when Göbekli Tepe and Killzone Tepe and these were active and they were building them, there was somebody moving giant 40-ton rock, balancing and placing it over here. Beautiful triangular stones. Isn't that cool? See, these are not, but these triangles, they'll follow them one after another after another. See, we're still on trail. Here's your other monument with its pointer pointing up. We've been following a trail going backwards, basically. So and here's one of your verification monuments right here. You can see a small propped monument on the rock there. And then, so these are in verification. That's why they put 2 or 3 of them. There's another one right there that's propped. And then you have this big one here. Let's see. And then it's got a prop rock under it and a pointer on one side. And these are usually indicative of a creature, but it's obviously pointing to the right, and it's elevated and propped. And so when you look to the right, you see the next prop stone, and then of course you know the triangles up above, and then all the way up. So we're basically following a trail backwards, and when you get up there, you have the big attention getter. Yeah, and see, when Spain came here, everyone thinks, oh, they mined all this, and they did. They mined for hundreds of years, and they did a tremendous amount, but boats were hauling back smelted gold way too early to have been mined and smelted on their own. So, and they were getting it, and they got it from the early Celts and others. I mean, everybody was coming over here, so people from Turkestan, from Carthage, from the Etruscans, everybody left their symbols and stuff all over the Canadian River Basin and in areas in this part of the country. They were mining all over Lower Colorado, Utah, and they were caching a lot of it here, especially in the years after the Celtic fleet was burned by Caesar in 55 BC. When he did that, that just left everybody stranded in the New World, the pre-New World, and then they kept mining for eons and putting it away. So that's when the Celts got here, they found pre-existing mines and gold. Everyone was just keeping it quiet. That's where the Templars got all theirs. So as far back as 800 BC, we know they were acting as a trade route through the North Atlantic and across from Africa, South Atlantic, and hauling stuff out of here for at least 12,000 years probably. But we know since with the Bronze Age, the bronze was fueled, I'm sure, by tin from South America and copper from the Great Lakes. And these regions, this region was used more to build chambers and cache, put things away, than it was anything else. So this was like the giant bank in Area 51 kind of combined, because it was so off limits and secret. And there's your monument for an entrance notch. Right here's your notch. So try to pan up a little bit. Easy phone. There we go. You can see the notch in that rock there. That's considered an entrance notch to a treasure hunter. Yeah, and if these kind of look like big heads and stuff, well, that's because they probably are. So they did that all along these major routes. And that's where you ever heard trailhead? I mean, they're on every map. So where do you think the head part comes from? All the old time, all the people who actually followed trails all over the Southwest and other places followed trailheads. So it tells you which way you're going and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, we followed the trail around the corner. You know, as mentioned to Bob, that from up above, that this area looked like a beautiful camp. It looked like it had been artificially cleared at the base of this real pretty red rock stuff back there in the background. And we're still following a trail, part of that alignment trail, and then we come around the corner and we'll go by this set over here and see what this is. But this is probably a nice monumented set as well. It would figure, being straight across from the camp and at the head of a trail section. I can already see it's pretty unusual. See, when you know how to read this stuff, you wouldn't even walk up to it. You'd go down here and walk across this area here and just walk around it, because you'd know what that meant. It's like a road sign. So we're just walking up to a road sign, basically. But all these rocks, none of these rocks got here on accident. They don't fly up here. So every rock you see on here was put here by somebody. Why? Who knows? But that's just another set. Really cool rock on another rock. So it's just a trail marker is all it is. It's not supposed to be too specific. Oops. Sorry about that. Not supposed to be too specific. You can see though, you got a rock with a rock with a rock. So there's 1, 2, 3. Because you're supposed to read it as you're passing from the camp, which is behind me to my right. And you're going to be walking by this way around the corner here, and you already know there's a measurement 3. So from this point, 3 measures, whichever measurement they're using, and you look for the next spot. And also as well, looks like an animal head. There's a reason. So they make creature heads, everything. That's why you see a lot of known creatures right down to telling which species of that animal it is. Like not just a bird, but like a turtle dove or an owl or whatever. And then you've got animals, the only way to interpret them to anything we know would be dinosaurs or, you know, the great lizards, basically. Because that's the type of monuments that they'll build. A lot of turtles and stuff like that, you know, known rabbits, known animals. Big hoof tracks. There's been a few cattle walk through here. As I look over here toward the uphill here, there's another monument set right there. Oops. Try with this
It's like
pan.
a
This
camel up there.
phone does not do very well, but anyway, that's another set. And you just follow those around is what we do. So, and we're gonna go toward this.
Camel up there.
Where at? Yeah, it looks like that's just saying. It's definitely a monument. It does look like camelish.
Good place for casino.
Good place for casino. We might ought to hang and look around here a minute after I film, just because,
Yeah.
like I said, this looks like occupation or
Crack.
occupational material, and
Where is it?
then I want to check the camp over there.
Here?
Most of these look like steers, cows,
Yeah.
at least right here. And then this is a cool little, looks like what we'd call a trail shrine. So before you leave a camp area, or not, but it's got this leaner on top of it that somebody put on there, and it's got the right shape from a distance. So I don't doubt it that they was remnants of a shrine. So this rock was placed up here. It didn't just get up here. And this is too big a country. Nobody just went around putting rocks on top of rocks anywhere. The only people that are ever out here was cowboys and ranchers, and they didn't bother. They're just trying to survive the heat and how dry it was for young. Same thing here. You got another rock placed. Lizard running around. And these people were here for thousands of years, so they had plenty of time to lay stuff out.
The whole thing looks like.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Bob's looking at this stuff in the distance here. We want to go and check the pad that's in front of that cliff, actually. So we'll zip it back up.
Soft and fuzzy from way up on top.
Some deer prints there.
See where the red rock is.
Yeah. That's pretty twisted.
Like a river cross.
Telling you. Looks like a guy's face cutting the rock underneath it, looking left. That's pretty sick. Yeah, it looks like they cut a face or the mask looking that way. That's all rock. Wow. you'll see. Check this. So it looks like this rock slid into this position, but see how it's cut to fit there? Makes no sense. This is one sedimentary layer that was a lot taller. And then you'll see here where it fits the back of this rock. This rock is set down in a notch. This rock will never move. And these are big. Really impressive. Yep, and that one's on a chink stone too. So you ought to look at how that one's cut to fit that pedestal.
Right.
There's a reason they're sitting here. It's probably to be seen from way up top over there. Probably higher than we were.
I don't know, we were pretty high.
Cave of the Golden Frog is, well, maybe even all the way at the top. Cave of the Golden Frog is just like this. It's monumented throughout with really ancient stuff, big stuff. And we know that the Aztec were in there caching, putting stuff in. Of course, these rocks have been sitting here long enough for the sandstone to wear down beneath them too. But there's a cool little fossil rock.
Yeah, wow.
Part of a reed stem or something. Yeah, this is really ancient stuff. Everything here is fossiliferous, so. Actually, I think I kind of want to stay on the base of the cliff anyway. I'd like to see if there's any cuts or marks or anything in it. Yeah. Almost met her at the bottom faster than I wanted to. I hear that. No surfing.
Can you get around that tree that way? Yeah, we're going down to the bottom.
How cool is that? I'm looking at this cube here, and then some of these out front, there's always neat rock, but some of these out front are positioned, and they're as well on little chink stones. So when there's a little stone in there, that if you lift the big rock, little stone falls out, then that's generally a place stone. Go along this big wall here and see. These are kind of cool. Yeah, baby tracks. Huh? One small animal tracking another small animal. How cool is that? see on the stone down here. Got mud ripples. This rock down there. Let's see here. Try to just work this area and try to see if there's any cuts. I've come across a lot of this type of rock when you're in an area like this, and it'll be where a Jesuit priest or whoever came through and cut their symbols right next to even these really ancient monuments. So, because they could read them, they knew what they were doing. And they want to come put their own mark on things.
See the owl picking at you from up on top? To the right of the
Oh yeah, yeah, sure looks like one. Looks like an owl. He's looking right there. So maybe I can zoom in on that. Hold on. You never know when something's that far away, but without going up and looking for verification, but it's pretty cool. You do have, we have a carving? 1957 is not too long ago. Oh, I see. Oops, come on, thing. This phone will respond. Yup. A little odd. That it? Nothing else here. Some lost cowboy looking for his horse.
maybe buried here.
His horse or him? Maybe him and his horse.
And then gradually, you see it? Can go down here.
It's adventure. Oh no. Sick.
Oh,
Boulder Field.
getting down lower. Try that one. See it?
Looks like just giant piles of chert. Big piles. This whole hill we're on,
Yeah,
all this stuff is a giant chert pile. Chert's what they used to make tools out of in the Paleolithic era. As a matter of fact, before they used flint. So, way back machine. And plus, right across the valley, so but to the south behind a couple of those lines of mesas, we found collections of giant tools that were way too big for any person to use. That were seriously about 4 to 5 times larger than what Native Americans used, but be the exact same design, nap for nap, but be 4 to 5 times larger. And those came from over there. So, and here's a big old pile of chert, basically. I'm all taking them all the rough way around. They hike all the time. So. I don't know if this is quite this rugged. This is rugged stuff because everything here is a foot to 3 foot in diameter, and there's no stable footing. So most of it, no trail. Yep. Yep, coming down where we went up. So we came up this trail, and I had to, like I said, delete everything because I had to factory reset the phone because all of a sudden all 16 gigs were filled up, and it made my phone lock down out of nowhere, just coincidentally. So I factory reset it and didn't turn any of the phone functions on, so it couldn't do anything but film. Cool. You guys at least get to see how we came in. I'm just checking these faces for marks, and I'll keep going down. I don't know if it'll be the easiest way or not. I don't know if you want to follow me or not, but it might be a good idea, and it might be a really bad idea. Yeah, it's not bad. I didn't know if it'd drop off crazy, but it doesn't. Okay, well, I guess I'll probably go ahead and call it on that. I put us back on our boot prints from when we came in, so I know there's a couple little decent starter monuments down here, but I save those for another day. They're a little close to the entry. I like to keep these places a little more quiet. So cool. So in spite of all the phone issues, it's been great. A lot of fun, and we'll see you guys soon. So here we got I mentioned the chert that was being mined up there because they make tools from chert. And here we've got a couple of the flakes from tool manufacturer. And this is a cool little spot because they're showing that. And then as well, you've got, this is an old skinning tool, and you can see where it's been napped all the way around to give it a cutting edge. It fits in the hand. This would have been a scraper, just a small leaf scraper. Pretty neat piece though, made out of a real heavy, like a greenstone nodule. Would have been carried in here. Pretty cool though. But yeah, so we're finding quite a bit of that over here on this spread out area on the way back. So just thought I'd show you guys and let you check that out. Okay, peace.